Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming in today, you're very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last video on Icelandic band Sigur Ros. That was actually a request, which is pretty cool. We looked at the grandeur, the majesty, the mystery and the etherealness of Iceland and how those guys just capture their homeland so well. Well, going from there to 1946 in Maryhill, Glasgow. This guy actually contracted polio as a child. Pretty significant back in that decade, but he got through that, and he well and truly got a love of folk music because his family loved folk music. The guy we're talking about is Donovan. Of course, he would just adopt the name Donovan. Now, Donovan played the guitar at the age of 14. Pretty cool. 1965, he was signed to Pyre Records, and Hickory Records was involved there as well. And in 1965, this guy was very prolific in this 1965 to 1970 period. Of course, we all know what was happening around that time. The hippie movement, flower power, and Donovan was well and truly one of the first artists to capture that whole vibe. 1965, What's Been Dead Has Been Dead was released, and one of his classic songs, Catch the Wind, this got to number 4 in the charts. Got a live version below, and it's probably where I want to go today. Catch the Wind. It's an absolutely beautiful song, this one. One of the great things about Donovan's songwriting is his ability just to go with the flow of things. Not just to go with the flow, but to capture the flow of things. And nothing sort of demonstrates this more than this song, Catch the Wind. It's all about the love for a girl. But it just goes so much more than that. It goes into the very essence of what a relationship is. But even one more step than that, just to let things go and go with the flow of it, to really capture what it is that makes the relationship so special. And in this day and age of having to try and work things out and try and be exact about everything and to try and predict, well, relationships aren't like that, are they? The best thing we can often do in relationships is to get out the way of them and to let the relationship do what the relationship needs to do, because you know what a relationship has in it? Love. Love is patient and kind, and certainly before you might say those words, I love you, to someone, to just realise that to get patience and kindness in there is one of the best things you can do, and it ends up just taking the relationship over into a beautiful and wonderful thing. And who are we to stand in the way of what is a natural flow of a relationship, or the wind of a relationship? You know, the wind blows where it does, doesn't it? You know, we can't actually see it. We just know it's out there because we can see what it does. Same deal with relationships. You know, we just are part of something bigger than ourselves, but there's always more to learn, more to know, isn't there? And I think we want to know everything we can about relationships. The best thing we can do is to get out of the way and let the relationship do the thing. Am I implying that that the relationship is external? A little bit. Obviously, we're in it, but you know, the relationship is wanting the best for the two people that are in it. And I think we do our best to actually let the relationship do that with us, isn't it? We can trust it, we can believe in it, we can know it, and to catch the wind. We don't want to be so restrictive that we miss out on all the beautiful things of it. We want to let it. We want to be part of everything it can have to offer us. Absolutely. So if you're in a relationship, let it be. Just let it happen. Don't try to predict it. Don't try to control it. Realise there are two people in a relationship and just go with it. It's absolutely a beautiful, stunning thing that we can have. 1965, out came Fairy Tale, and we've got the song Colours, live version of that one, another classic of Donovan's. I love it. I love the yellow because it's waking up with you. I love the blue of sharing life with you, the greens and all the colours of relationships, and liking it to the colours of the world around us. So we've got a live version of that one below. And so it was around the mid-1965, much was going on at this time in the UK, well actually worldwide music in particular. The Beatles decided to stop doing live performances because there was just too much screaming, and they went into a very, very creative period with such songs as albums as the White Album and Sgt. Pepper's. We had Bob Dylan as well, and Donovan actually was influential on Bob Dylan and Bob Dylan's songwriting. But also what was happening around the 1960s period, we started to get into the hippie movement and the flower power movement. And as I've already said, Donovan was one of the first to capture the whole essence of what it meant to be in the hippie flower power movement and all that entailed. He started to get into blues and Eastern style of music. And we've got Sunshine Superman, a classic album from 1967, the first of the first psychedelic pop albums. Got a live version of that one below. Also around that time, Mellow Yellow, of course, one of his classics, live version of that one below. Apparently it's a smell of smoking dried banana skins and all the euphoria and hallucinogenia that goes along with doing that. Of course, this is what the hippie movement was all about. Live version of that one. 1969, Baguio was released, and we got a live version of Atlantis a little bit later in his career. In 2012, Donovan was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and that was done by John Cougar Mellencamp. And we got John actually inducting Donovan into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the live version below. And I found this really, really good video of Donovan's interrelationship with the Beatles and some of the comments about Paul McCartney and John Lennon. Obviously, very inspired couple. Also, George Harrison as well, and some of his observations around the Beatles at that time. Obviously, held them in very, very high esteem indeed. So we've got a bit of an interview with him below. Between 1965 and 2022, how long is that career? That's a very, very long time. Let me have a think about it. 65 to 2000, well, that's 35 years. And then we got another 20 on top of that, 22. So I'm getting close, if I get my logic right here. This is actually 65 to 25. That's 60 years, 60-year career. It's a long, long time. 29 releases in that time, estimated to have sold 1.6 million albums. So well and truly has contributed to this legacy of this thing called music. As I said, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and actually inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame as well. So the links to those 7 videos are in the description below, and I've also included my last video on our requests from Sigur Ros, so if you want to recap on them, feel free. Well, if you come back for another one, or this is your first time to Life Reflections through music, how great to see everybody here. Well, next time we're going to get on to Herbie Hancock. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.